Do you think you're holding your business back? You've got a good product, you're marketing, you're selling, you're getting clients. But are you burning out? Really coming up with new products and thinking about the next thing? Hi, I'm Uzo Ijewere. I run Augment Results, and welcome to a special Power Up Bite where we're going to be talking about stepping back to step up. I help service-based entrepreneurs to align their vision with strategy that is sustainable and brings about continuous profitable results. So if you're viewing this live, thank you very much for joining us today. Please do put all your comments and questions into the comment box, and I will answer them as we go along. Just jump in. I love to have conversations. If you're a replay viewer, thank you for taking the time to watch this. As with the live viewers, please do send any questions you have or may have, and I will happily respond to them at a later date. Okay? Hi, Laurel. Brilliant. So this special Power Up Bite is for the Laurel Leaf Networking Group. And I'm so glad to be here. This is my second one. And I'm just going to jump right in. Now, I asked a question, are you holding your business back? Does that feel, does that kind of resonate with you? Is that something you might have pondered, if you've thought about? If you're a small business owner, service-based entrepreneur, and it kind of does resonate with you, you're thinking that, yeah, you know what, you run your own business, you may or may not have staff, you make all the major decisions, don't you? You know, whether you're a one-man band or you've got 20 people working under you, the situation is that you decide everything. You decide what the sales and marketing is going to look like. You serve your clients and make sure that everyone is happy. You formulate and think up products and services to offer. You are responsible for ensuring that invoices are paid, and technology that's required is acquired and up to date. You do everything. And if that resonates with you, if you can see yourself in that person I've just described, then this is the video for you. We're going to be touching on tips and strategies that you can utilize to actually turn some of these things around. Now, let's start at the very beginning. People say, oh, you know, work on your business rather than in your business, and they make it sound really simple. I can testify to the fact that it's not that easy, and it can be a bit irritating when people are really flippant about it. And so I'm going to try respectfully not to do that to you today, and to actually give you tools that you can utilize. Now, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to gather my thoughts so that I'm very concise and I'm able to get to the point and actually help you by delivering value. You know, with all the challenges that an entrepreneur faces on the business side of things, as well as in the personal life, you know, we never think about the fact that you're working 14-hour days in your work, in your business, and then you still have to find the time for your partner, for your children, for family commitments, for children's activities. You want to be present. You have this family because you want this family, so you have to be present. It takes its toll, and it can be really detrimental. And so these tips are really to help with your business, but with your life in general, to assist you to try to claw back your time, to increase your productivity and effectiveness, and to get you to shift your perspective and your mindset about how you can do things differently that will impact your business, yeah, in a positive, very sustainable way. So the first thing I'm going to say, the first step or the first tip or strategy is conduct a SWOT analysis. Any clue what I'm talking about? Yeah, well, everyone knows the SWOT. Well, not everyone knows, but SWOT is a fancy acronym for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Basically, I'd like you to step back and really take the time to understand or consider your strengths. What are you good at? Because of experience, because of time spent learning, because of interest, because of your position in your business, what is it that you are really good at? Where do your strengths lie? And where does your business best take advantage of your being in it? You know, it's so important to conduct this SWOT analysis to actually understand what your strengths are, because that's really about positioning. It's about understanding what you should be doing, not what you can do. I'll give you an example. I know how to use design software. And so the other day, back in December, I decided I was going to create this lovely workbook, and because I could, and I was just going to do it. And I set about, I got all excited, I got all my wording done, you know, positioned the document, got my images, got everything sorted, and proceeded to make this workbook. And I did decide to log my time, and it took me 14 hours over 3 days to create this workbook. I called my designer. Yes, I have a designer. I called my designer, all very happy, and go, look what I did. I created this workbook, and it's fantastic. It looks beautiful. And she asked me, so how long did that take you then? And I said 14 hours. And she said, why? And I said, oh, I just wanted to do it to see if I could do it. And she goes, I'm glad, but 14 hours of your time, Uzo, you know better. And I do know better. I mean, really, that document would have taken an hour of her time and cost me 50 quid. It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. Whether you can do something doesn't mean that you should be doing it. 14 hours of my time spent building my business, speaking to existing clients and trying to sign up new clients is way, way, way more valuable than the £50 I would have paid her. So I'm asking you today, consider your strengths. Think about the things that you should be doing rather than what you can do in your business. And think about what you can delegate. You might not have a team. If you have a team, that's great. Assess your people and decide, okay, person A is best served doing this and this and this, and really distribute the work amongst the staff. If you don't have a team around you, find a team. Get yourself a designer, get yourself a marketing consultant, get yourself people to help you with your copyright. It takes such a fraction of the time to get these things done. And I know a lot of people think, oh, it's expensive, but really, in terms of value, is it expensive? Your time as a service-based entrepreneur is important. It is valuable. So you should be always considering, if I spend time doing this, what am I not spending time on? And what is the cost of that to the business? Okay, so understand your strengths and delegate. Okay, first tip. Now, the second thing, this happens a lot in corporate environments where they go away for a day or a weekend, a team that needs to discuss a project, a program, a product, and really brainstorm around it. And they'll leave the offices, they'll get out of London or wherever it is they're based and go somewhere and just have no distractions and no interruptions and work just on the project, program, activity, service that they need to consider. Small business people should be doing this, and you should be doing this on a quarterly basis, in my opinion. Why is that? Because our units are much smaller, it means that the responsibilities of the individual people within a business are more. And so you need that time to step away to really consider whether you're going in the right direction, whether you're actually following the strategy and the vision that you have for this business and making sure that you are consistently building on top of a foundation rather than just taking a scattergun approach, if that makes sense. So let's call it an away day. Yes, retreat sounds very, oh, spirit. No, an away day with your team, and get away and really brainstorm around ideas. Steve Jobs used to do this, and I think he did this every Monday or every month. Can't remember now what the article said. But they would have a whiteboard, and no one could leave until there were at least 100 new ideas on there. It's important to have your team around you to help you with this task because they give a different perspective. If you don't have a team, find other business people who might not even be in the same business that you are, but are service-based providers just like you are, because they will have a different perspective as well. And they might give you ideas around what to implement in your business, what to stop, how to grow, something new to try, a new tool that they found that will really impact your work. Okay, so larger companies or larger small businesses might have someone like me in to facilitate a day like that, where I create a structure and a program, and I help them go through the exercises and ensuring that they're actually thinking strategically about what they're doing. But if you can't afford that, then don't let that stop you. Gather around you all the people you network with. You know, when you come to Laurel Leaf, you meet people, gather them, get them to be part of your mastermind, get them to become part of your brain trust. Pick carefully, but do pick. Gather some people together to help you get to your next level. Okay, brilliant. Just looking at my notes. Right, now, the third thing, the third tip or strategy, whatever you want to call it, is to take a break. Now, this isn't to be confused with the away day. The away day is all about getting out of your norm, your normal, usual working day, stepping away from the business so that you can get an overview and look down on the business from a high-level management perspective. Taking a break is just about you. It's about helping you feel less guilty about, do you know what, this is your baby, yes, but leaving your baby be for a bit so that you can recuperate, re-energize, refuel. Go on vacation if you can. You know, take a week off. Do not check your phone or your emails or your messages. Leave, if you're a one-man band, leave one of those autoresponder emails that says, I am away this week and I'll be back in the office XYZ date. If you can't go away on vacation, then turn things off for an hour and go for a walk, go for a run, even better, exercise, go to the gym, go dancing, have lunch with friends, and do not talk about business at said lunch. Really just give your brain the time it requires to power down, re-energize, refuel, and get back to its place of creativity, of great ideas, of energy. And from that place, amazing things come. Okay? So do take a break as often as possible. Yeah. This leads me very nicely into point number 4, unplug. Now, I was trying to think of a catch-all for what I'm going to be talking about. And it's not really about, oh, you know, I'm not going to look at Facebook, or I'm not going to look at LinkedIn for an hour. I'm just going to keep it all away. It's not about that. It's about really taking the time to assess your business and decide which media really serves you. In 2018, there are so many ways to connect with and market to your ideal customer. The trick is understanding where your ideal customer is. And you cannot do that without understanding who your ideal customer is. You need to take the time to conduct an exercise. If you don't know who your ideal customer is, really just do a profile. Who is this person? Where do they hang out? Where can I find them? What do they want? What pain do they feel? How do I serve them? Can I serve them? Am I the right person? Do I have a right product? And then decide where they are and then go there. Ideally, pick 2 platforms, 2 forms of media. And the reason for this is 1, consistency, 2, focus, and 3, understanding your data, getting so that you can understand where your measurable results are. A lot of small businesses don't gather data. They go and they spend their hard-earned pounds taking ads out here, marketing there, trying to go to this networking group or that networking group, and they never really take any time to assess whether any of those activities are really profitable. I mean, on the Laurel Leaf network here, how many people have gotten substantial business just by being on this network? My hands up. I don't know if any of your hands are up, and if they are, do put them, because I think we need to give a shout out to Laurel. There are amazing people on here, and it's a wonderful place to connect. So focus on connecting. Don't just be here. Don't just spend your 50 quid for the year like I did my first year and not say a word. Talk, connect, communicate, share your value, share your knowledge. You never know when your next best customer is just watching silently in the background. But that takes time, and it takes focus, and it takes a strategy of what it is you want to accomplish. And I challenge anyone that says that they can do that on 12 platforms the same way they could do it on 2. So my real big tip there for strategizing and for focusing on growing your business is to really just unplug. If LinkedIn is not the place for you, then don't be there. If you don't like to tweet, don't do that. Find the media you like and pursue it doggedly. Okay? Next tip. Oh, this is my favorite one. Keep it simple. There's usually another S at the end, but I'm not going to say it. It's not very nice. But keep it simple. Keep things really simple. And by this I mean, because of all the media, because we have so many platforms now, it's very easy to get almost intimidated by what some people are accomplishing or what some people are doing and how it seems they're doing it so quickly. And that is not the case. I was speaking with a sales lady this morning at 9, and it was wonderful just to hear the fact and to get that reaffirmed that there's a very simple process to selling. You have a product, you market the product, you facilitate conversations to prospects and people that might be interested in the product, you make an offer, and it's yes or no at the end. That is the process of selling anything, be it bottle caps or Boeing 747s. It's the same process. So what I'm really saying here with keep it simple is understand your processes. Everything you do, just getting dressed in the morning is a process. It's the same thing in your business. Think about the processes that you are actually executing subconsciously and bring them back into your consciousness so that you can see what has worked and what hasn't worked. But that takes time, again. And all of this is counterintuitive because you have to take the time to make these assessments so that you can move forward faster than you were before and save time, claw back time. And that takes me nicely to my last tip and point. It's about systemization. Create systems around the processes that you are doing on a day-to-day basis. It's so important and it's critical, and I wish people would say this to small business owners, that without systems, you are setting yourself up for failure. You could build a wonderful foundation. You could move in terms of revenue generation, finding clients, But if you don't have a system to manage all of that, then it's for naught. It's a waste of effort. And usually what happens is the business crumbles. I know this very well from my first business, where I had clients, I had product, I was selling, I was traveling. I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do, but I didn't set up one system. So when, due to personal circumstances, I wasn't able to work in the business, my business failed. I had no business because I wasn't there. I was the system. So systemization is the last tip in terms of stepping back to step up, because systemization takes thought. All of the stuff we've talked about this morning, unplugging, keeping it simple, and understanding your processes, really understanding where your strengths lie and who you're going to delegate what to, really thinking about taking a break so that you can be creative about how you create a system. All of that feeds into the system. And so the benefits of having systems are, one, that you save loads of time. Eventually you're doing repetitive tasks over and over again. You might be having to send emails to the same sorts of people all the time. An email template is a system, and this is back to the keep it simple, because a lot of people like to make things sound really very grand and important, but the most innovative businesses make sure that everything they do is really, really simple, because it's easier to sell and it's easier to take up in terms of deployment for the client. They just, oh, I get that. Oh, that makes my life simple. It makes me more effective. It saves my time. These are the things that people want. So how do you create systems? As I said, it's not easy, but it is simple. And I happen to be running a workshop on the 21st of February in London, and it's all on 3 systems that you should implement in your business straight away to grow your business, but also to maintain your growth. So it's all well and good to be able to grow something really quickly, but then if you aren't able to sustain it, it's lost effort. So the workshop is on the 21st from 2:30 p.m. in London at Baker Street. And because Laurel had asked me to be on here, I decided to create an offer. It's Valentine's Day very soon, next week, in fact. And I wanted to offer a crazy, crazy, crazy offer. Each ticket for the workshop is £49. For the Laurel Leaf Network, if you are interested in coming for the systems workshop, which is a 2.5-hour workshop, I will offer you the tickets for £1 deposit. If you arrive and we go through the workshop and you didn't feel that you got any value at all, please do just go away with my blessings. You do not have to pay me another dime. I thank you for being able to stay, to come and take your time. If that's all the payment that you want to make after the £1 deposit, absolutely. If you find that you found it to be very valuable, then you're happy to take the payment for the balance of the 48. But really, that offer is amazing. You've got nothing to lose. It's a quid. You can't even buy a drink these days for a quid. So that's the offer on the Systems Day. If it's something that's interesting to you, you can just make a comment in this video and I'll get back in touch with you, or you can PM me. My name's in the blurb and you can kind of connect with me on Facebook. But we're going to be covering the 3 systems that you can implement in your business straight away. I'll be showing you examples of those systems. I'll be explaining how you can create them for your businesses, and what really, I'm showing you exactly just how they will move you forward in terms of your growth. So are there any questions at all to be answered? I see 5 comments. I better just check. Hang on. Sorry, I'm trying to get the comments box. Okay, that seems to be, that's coming up now. I'm just waiting. Fingers crossed, the technology has not let me down. Can't seem to get the comments up. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, for anyone that left a comment, I do apologize. I can't seem to get them up for some reason. But for anyone that left a comment, I will definitely be hopping back on. I'll be here and I'll respond accordingly if there were any questions in there. If there weren't any questions and they were just good wishes, thank you very much. And I hope you found the tips for stepping back to step up helpful and useful and valuable. And I implore you to start to apply them in your businesses. You'll see a huge return once you start to think a bit more strategically about what it is you're doing, to focus down and narrow down on the things that you should be doing rather than the things that you can do, and expending 20% of your effort to get 80% of the results. That's the Pareto principle, and these tips will help you to do that, to really just focus in, get your head down, and actually start to see results. I hope you have a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next time for the next Power Up Bite. Have a great day. Bye now.